Yeah, she's on the truck.
What did you say?
Yeah, and I'm the one that, and what a
In the street every day.
Oh, you
It
are?
was a gift to me because I needed that.
Yeah, you see, it's something to do, and people should
We hope
depend
so.
on you, and boy,
So,
did we ever.
because I'm all confused. What's it
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
All right. Just in time.
It's like the old OE.
Okay, all right.
If that
Is there anything
makes sense. Pre-K.
pre-K?
All right,
Pre-K.
call into order my inaugural chairmanship. Thank you to my fellow commissioners for this honor.
What happens when you're absent from a meeting?
So we have an agenda before us. Can I get a motion to approve if there are no amendments?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
So moved. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Approval of the minutes. I'm sure we all studied them diligently. Are there any amendments? And if not, can I get a motion?
Move that we approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. First public hearing, case number 417, COA requested by Mr. Jonathan Maddox, changes to 429 South Lamar Boulevard, otherwise known as the Chancellor's House.
Okay, so as Stuart mentioned, we'll talk about a building that we're all very familiar with, the Chancellor's House Hotel, located at 425 South Lamar Boulevard. The applicant requests approval to expand the existing rooftop patio area and patio space, and to remove the existing blue awnings on the first and second floor facades. The applicant has indicated that they'll be back later with potential changes to the patio. So we'll mostly be discussing the rooftop area today. The only thing on the side and front elevations will be those blue awnings. The existing building, built in 2016, is obviously listed as non-contributing in the Courthouse Square Historic District. The proposed new enclosure, which will be a squared-off form featuring large windows, will be stucco or a similar material to accompany the existing elevator enclosure. Thanks, Angie. A new awning structure will be aluminum and feature manually drawn shades. In addition, is considered successful according to the Oxford Design Guidelines if it's compatible in size and scale, setback, materials, and design is the main structure. As the existing building is new construction, there are no historic materials to protect or preserve on the site. The proposed new addition will visually blend with the existing building and is complementary in material and style. By using similar height lines to the existing elevator enclosure and featuring divided light windows like those on the lower floors, the addition is compatible in scale and rhythm with the existing building. The proposal will require a special exception from the Planning Commission for the commercial use of the unenclosed rooftop in the historic urban center district, and staff is evaluating the possible need for a variance for the proposed building height in feet and quantity of floors. So staff recommends approval of a certificate of appropriateness for the COA. Obviously, if those items at the Planning Commission require revisions to plans, the applicant will return to this commission if there are changes necessitated. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have, or Jonathan Maddox is here on behalf of the applicant.
Kate, isn't the structure the same height as the existing elevator shaft?
I believe, yes, it's going to be.
Okay, so why would there need to be a variance?
That's my question to you.
Excuse me?
Fair question.
Yeah, it's a fair question, but
I know it's not in our province, but it was in our notes. I'm just curious if it's the same height, why are we looking at a variance situation?
well, elevator, penthouses, spires, things like that aren't calculated as part of building height. But now you start getting functional space up there. We have to take it into consideration. Again, don't know that it's problematic, but it might be necessary.
Okay.
Definitely the overrun section of the elevator would not count. So our logic was matching what's currently in that vestibule, the only other inhabitable interior space in the height we thought we were staying in line with what existed already. So that's how we chose that height. And as I mentioned in the narrative too, I feel like tying it to that odd-looking stair tower on the front of the building may help that thing feel a little less awkward and kind of sticking up like it does now. Color isn't really, I know, a consideration here. It's colored darkly in the model. It's probably not going to be the same color as the elevator shaft. We'd probably go with something a little darker, but I don't know that it'll be as dark as what's there, if that's something you're curious about. We have not 100% decided on the material, as Kate said, but we're looking at stucco. The current rooftops structure has ephes on it, which is not a durable material, but stucco is a weight concern, and we're studying how this building was built and its capacity to handle that. It can't be brick, so we couldn't do that to make it match the rest of the building. Otherwise, we tried to keep it very simple. Stay back behind those parapets. And the awning system on the side, as Kate mentioned, those are just retractable shades. Probably be open a lot of the time, but they're there if needed.
Questions, comments from commissioners? Jonathan, you said it can't be brick, and I know that there are budgets to work with, but has thin brick been considered?
We did talk about it, yeah. I think it's a lot, you know, and I don't know how well we can match it.
Right.
So it's a consideration. I suppose I was assuming that if it stayed in the stucco family like the existing elevator tower that was up there, that we might be okay choosing that later. I guess it's something we could just discuss with Kate and the staff once that final material is selected, and if for some reason it doesn't seem comfortable to her, we could come back, or maybe it'd just be something she could sign off on.
Make a condition that final approval of materials relegated to staff, if you would like.
I would like to go rip those blue awnings off tonight. Every different size and shape that came in the catalog, I think.
We spent about 4 hours talking about those in 2 meetings, I think, forever and a day, so we might come down there and help you tear them down.
Yeah,
Replacing them with anything or just gone?
just gone. The property is under new ownership, and so they're just making some improvements both inside and outside. And as Kate mentioned, we do have some plans to enhance the terrace, but that is forthcoming.
Can they fix those roof leaders that snake all over the building?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why some of them are horizontal. That's a mystery to me. It's downspouts that are horizontal, if you don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, so today you're asking to use to expand the existing rooftop patio and patio space and remove the blue awnings. That's it, right?
Yes.
All right, I'll move we approve.
Maybe before we vote, if we can see if there's anyone in the audience or online who would like to.
Thank you, Kate.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the audience or online that wants to speak about this case? Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Thank you very much.
All right, next case, case number 418, COA requested by Jim Bullion for retroactive approval of installation of planter boxes at 1402 Jackson Avenue East.
Hi. Okay, so this case is concerning the beige two-story condo unit that's behind City Hall. If you've driven past it, you've probably seen the wood planters that they've sort of started building up there. So the applicant requests retroactive approval for installation of 2 planter boxes. One is across the front, the full length of the property, and the second is in the far northeast corner. These planters are constructed of treated lumber and will be filled with soil, landscaped, and then stained a dark walnut color. Neither the Oxford Design Guidelines or the City Land Development Code offer recommendations on materials, style, or size requirements for planter boxes. The planter boxes abut the city sidewalk on Jackson Avenue, and then the one at the intersection of Jackson and South 14th, abuts the curb. So because of that, They are in the partially the public right-of-way. The city engineer will determine the extent to which the planters extend into the right-of-way. Though the beds are raised, they do not block the view at the intersection of Jackson Avenue and North 14th. The Land Development Code states that owners may landscape and maintain the area within non-paved street right-of-way, provided that any underground sprinkler systems, planters, or other permanent structures placed in the right-of-way shall require a permit from the city. Staff recommends approval of the COA requested with the following condition, that will require approval of a revocable license by the mayor and board of aldermen. Okay.
Is anyone for this case here? Do you have anything to add? You don't have to, it's up to you.
No, I can't think of anything to add. The only thing I can think is that.
If you just come up to the podium, state your name, please.
The only thing I can think of to add is that on the side, it could possibly be considered a retaining wall, and Jim has told me that he would like to have another 6 inches, and I don't know how that affects the decision or anything. That's just what I was supposed to convey.
Well, I think that's something that we would have to evaluate at that time, and if he decides to go with another 6 inches, we have to look at it. I don't know. Yes, it's under 3 feet, then you're good. I don't know what the total height is at that point, 6 inches, so it's what I'm gonna be above 5.
Those are 6 by 6, I think.
So, I mean, that's something that we can evaluate at that time. Are you requesting that right now? It doesn't change the look and the aesthetic, so I think this commission can make a decision on what is being proposed, and if we have to modify that for an additional 6 inches, then that's something we can evaluate with you.
Okay,
Prior to installation.
okay, that's fine. So we can get a,
We'll evaluate it before.
so we can vote today on the application as is, and then he would need to come back for the other 6 inches.
I don't think that they would, because the aesthetics are
Yeah,
really.
I mean, it's, unless a commissioner feels strongly about it, an approval could be for an additional 6 inches if planning staff approves.
Okay.
Any discussion, comments from commission?
I'm just curious, I think you want to paint it brown? Okay.
Well, he called it walnut, so it would probably be like a black brown
Stained,
stain. Mhm.
okay. Would you be okay just leaving it, since you got a gray wall, to just kind of let it fade? Just curious.
If that's what it takes to, I think he would do that rather than not be allowed to have it at all.
Okay, I mean, not a hill I'm willing to die on, I was just curious, it may end up kind of moving better in with the building, but.
So will that turn gray? That will turn gray?
Yeah, it turn gray and the building's gray.
Could be sped up with a gray stain. you know,
Right.
to kind of get it there faster. But
Yeah, but it's your application, I was just curious. Okay. All right, thank you.
Jim's the creative one. I don't really know what goes on in his head.
I understand.
I just follow
They
the
may
best
not
I
either.
can.
any other discussion? Is there a motion?
Move that we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you, ma'am.
And,
That was Angie's first case.
yeah,
Good job, man.
Great job.
any other discussion? Commissioner, staff? All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.